When you take a look at all the gun companies out there, one of them that's been on a real roll of late is Springfield Armory. You know, they've had a couple of monster hits with their Hellcat pistol and their Saint AR pistol. And well, guess what? Now they're in a brand new product category altogether. And as you might guess, it's bolt action rifles. Welcome to the Model 2020 Waypoint from Springfield Armory. This is a really interestingly configured rifle and one that I'm really excited to talk about. You know, when a lot of companies get into brand new product categories, you know, they often make a rookie mistake. They'll get like 90% of it right, but there'll be some like little flaw in the design, the configuration that's really hard to overlook. Well, I can tell you that the folks at Springfield Armory really dotted all the I's and crossed all the T's on this new bolt gun. For the kind of shooting and hunting that I like to do in windy, wide open spaces out west, you know, this is a very, smartly designed rifle. It's kind of after my heart. It's based off of a carbon fiber stock and a carbon fiber barrel, and with the scope on it, comes in right around 9 pounds. You know, that's a really nice all-around weight for a general purpose hunting rifle. The stock itself is from AG Composites. That's a veteran-owned company down in Alabama. They make really nice stocks, and they've mated this to a receiver of Springfield Armory's own design. It's based on a 700 footprint, pretty standard. It's a two-lug turn bolt with a lot of nice technology in it. And then out front, we've got this carbon fiber barrel from BSF barrels. And we'll get into the weeds a little bit on each of these components and kind of how they're working together as a whole. Going to the stock, you've got really nice lines and geometry on this. You can see that there's the very vertical pistol grip here, which gives the shooter nice control, really good trigger control over the trigger. The trigger happens to be from Trigger Tech, which is making the finest triggers out there for hunting and competition use. So the stock shape here gives a lot of control over that trigger, which I like. The adjustability on this is very versatile. You can go in 3 axes, you know, up and down, side to side, and tip either way, kind of canting, so that you can really get into some fine detail in terms of making this stock fit your shooting style. One of the things I love about it is how clean the stock is. You'll notice there are no swivel studs on here, either at the rear or up front. You know, it's smooth. It's got nice and wide the fore end, so this thing rides the bags really well. If you shoot with a sandbag at all, which I do, you know, this gives a lot of great purchase on there. You know, there's a lot of accuracy enhancing features in the geometry of this stock. Now the stock comes with 5 QD cups. There's 2 on either side of the butt up here, 1 underneath, and then there are 2 up here on the front of the fore end. So that gives you a lot of mounting options for slings and bags. When I hunt, I'll often clip in a very lightweight rear bag that just dangles off the back of the butt there, and you know, I never lose it. And if I need it for a little bit of extra support for a shot, it's just sort of sitting there. So again, for kind of that run and gun, open, sort of tactical Western hunting style, it's a really, really nice feature. Up on the stock here, you can see that there are 3 M-LOK slots. So if you want to add an attachment point for a bipod, you know, you can very easily find a segment of Picatinny rail or a wider Arca rail, attach that to it to your liking, and giving you a good purchase point for a bipod. So, you know, this thing doesn't have to stay just in this naked configuration. You've got some ability to sort of add those accessory enhancements. As I mentioned, the receiver is of Springfield Armory's own design. They did some really, really nice work on it. The Picatinny rail that it comes with is actually pegged in there with a couple of recoil lugs, you know, creating a very solid and sturdy base for mounting an optic. The recoil lug that goes into the bedded action is also integral in the receiver. You know, really nice higher end feature on a rifle. The bolt is nitride coated for slickness, durability, and corrosion resistance, and it's also deeply fluted. Now, up front here, we've got this carbon fiber barrel from BSF. They make really, really nice barrels. This one's chambered in 6.5 PRC, and the way they make these barrels is they'll take that steel blank and turn it down, which is pretty standard. But then instead of wrapping the carbon fiber directly around that turned down blank, what they've actually created is a carbon fiber sleeve that steel blank rides in there. So it's not actually in contact with the carbon fiber. It's sort of suspended in there and it's under tension. So when they assemble this barrel and they tighten this down, you can kind of imagine it sort of stretches the barrel and compresses against the sleeve. Now that's not something BASF came up with. That's a proven system for really high quality barrels. You know, if you look at some of the old Walther Lothar barrels, you know, I've got some on some various guns. They use that same tensioning system, and it's a great way to get good accuracy. You know, and speaking of accuracy, the rifle comes with a 3/4 MOA 3-shot guarantee. The very first 5-shot group I put through this with Hornady factory ammo measured under 3/4 of an inch. Easily hit that mark. And, you know, I got to say, I've been very impressed with all the groups since then. So this thing's not only coming out with a really nice accuracy guarantee, it's delivering on that promise. Now, you've got 4 different configurations for this rifle. You can get them either with a carbon fiber wrap barrel or a steel barrel, and you can get them either with this adjustable stock or a stock that doesn't have the adjustments on it. This is sort of the top of the line of those 4 versions with the adjustability and the carbon fiber stock. MSRP around $24.99. The street prices, though, you're going to see these out there for, you know, $100 to $200 less than that mark. If you're really going for the lightest weight configuration, you know, you want to do some mountain hunting, you know, if you go with the non-adjustable version, you'll probably knock 3/4 of a pound or so off of the total rifle weight. And, you know, as I said, this one with this loopholed scope on it, coming in right around 9 pounds. So you can actually have sort of a mountain hunting rig, you know, 8¼ pounds, which would be really, really good for, you know, for those alpine goat hunts, elk hunts, and so forth. As you might have noticed, the rifle feeds off of a standard AICS type magazine. It ships with one 5-rounder. Those AICS magazines are ubiquitous, though. Lots of companies make them. So if you want to get extra magazines and different capacity sizes and so forth, you have a lot of good options there. The bolt handle on this could screw off, so if you wanted to customize that, that's fine. But really, I like the profile and geometry of this myself. I'd see absolutely no reason to change that. If I were really getting into a very minor quibble, the only thing I would say about this is that the stock finish on this is pretty smooth. I prefer a little bit more grip on mine just to kind of be able to hold on to it, but really that is such a small critique and a matter of personal preference that it's you know, barely even worth mentioning. In terms of available cartridges, you've got 4 to choose from. 6.5 PRC being the biggest of the lot, but it also comes in 308, 6.5 Creedmoor, and 6mm Creedmoor. So that's a really nice quartet of cartridges to choose from. All of them are known for their accuracy in competition. All of them are really good hunting rounds as well. And, you know, I've got to say, Springfield Armory has come out with what looks to be a real winner in the Model 2020 Waypoint. I, for one, am really excited to take this rifle hunting this fall in Montana and kind of see how it does in the you know, in the rough terrain, the vertical terrain where I like to hunt. But everything so far has indicated this is going to be a durable, accurate tack driver of a hunting gun. It's the Model 2020 Waypoint from Springfield Armory. Really impressive introduction from those guys. I've got to take my hat off to them. They did a good job.